I'm going live on YouTube.
My bandwidth's down to 230 megabits a second.
Oh God, what did you say? Did you say something?
Come in,
here
Moscow.
we go.
Come in.
Live on going live on Facebook. Shit, I can't remember. I think I might
YouTube
be,
is loading.
I
YouTube
think
is
I
open.
might be. I might be sending this to my personal Facebook instead of my Bearded Fen podcast. But anyway,
And on the Bearded Fen one, can't see anything from.
go to my personal one.
Okay.
I think I might have pushed the wrong button, but it's fine. I'm still trying to work out how to stream to both my personal and my page.
On the personal one, you
cool.
live.
That's fine. That'll do. Okay. Why don't we just pull the trigger, man?
Let's do it.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
It's
here
the
we go.
weekend again.
Is it?
Episode
Yes, it is.
43.
43.
Welcome, Lester.
Almost as old as you.
Almost as old as me. All right, and they're removed again. All right, there we go. Hello, Lester.
Hello there. Fancy seeing you
happening?
guys here.
Awesome.
Yeah, still here. Haven't moved. Haven't left. Because we're still in Well, we're not in lockdown. Are you in lockdown? What's happening on your side?
Let's see. How much have I moved since last Saturday? About a centimeter.
Oh, that's not funny.
Oh, that's bad.
Well, I'm sitting in the same place, same time. Probably got the same clothes on.
I'll go check last week's episode and check and see what
just checking
what
that
the
now.
deal is there. Yeah. I'm thinking
Oh dear.
that you need to tell us how your week was.
Well,
Seeing that we haven't done that for a while, at least for 7 days.
I would give it a 5. I think I'm back to 5s
Yeah.
because it's
I think-
groundhog.
I think we're gonna have to cut this rating thing because it's basically the same thing every week.
No.
Well, you
No.
know,
No.
I have to be optimistic here
what's
because
happening? Or why is
at
he?
some point,
Oh, is that better?
we're gonna come out of lockdown at some point.
Well, you are
In the distant future.
in the distant future. So what is
like-
happening there? I mean, haven't things eased up a bit?
As of today, half of the UK adult population has had at least an initial vaccine. Not including me. I'm not old enough, apparently. I still have to wait.
Is UK population that old?
Apparently.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So what is the average age in the UK? I mean, like what the demographics? Because we know Italy was pretty large numbers of the more elderly kind of people.
Let's Google it.
I think
Yeah.
UK is like has more younger people. Like I think Italy specifically has got a very like one of the
Oldest.
oldest populations in
Yeah.
Europe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the average age is 40 and a half. Let me just average adult. Careful when you type in adult. The
Good thing I'm not
average age of
broadcasting
an
that.
adult is 37.6.
That's
The
pretty
average age
normal.
in the UK is 40.
Oh.
Well, no, I just thought we had a bigger aging population.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, that's the case in many countries.
Yeah, in Europe for sure. I think Italy,
Japan,
Portugal.
I think it was had like a third of their population was retired.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's hectic. Yeah. So
But I think people in Japan live like something ridiculous, like to 120.
really.
No, I'm joking, but like I think they're like they have a lot of they have a lot of elderly people over 100
So I mean, what is the mortality rate
in Japan.
Is that what you call it? The mortality rate?
No.
What's it? The life expectancy?
Life
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Um,
Well, Well, this is interesting because in 2015, the average adult age in the UK was 40, and over 5 years, that's dropped to 37.6.
Jeez.
And obviously, we've had COVID in that time.
Mm.
How many people have died in the UK from
That's
COVID?
impressive. That's impressive. So the average life expectancy in Japan is like 84 years old
Nice.
for 2018. That's an average. That's not even like,
So the UK is 81.
yeah.
Let's see what the USA is.
USA is like 20.
78.
Okay.
78.
How about
yeah.
South Africa?
Like 30.
68.
63. Okay.
Really? 63? That's low.
You get like 3 years past retirement and then it's,
That's it. Somebody comes and knocks on your door going, you're messing up the stats. You got to come with me. We're going to put you out to pasture.
Yeah. Well, that's quite impressive, eh? Yeah, not bad. Eh? Not too shabby notch. Anyway,
So hang on, what's the retirement age in South Africa? 65?
65, I think officially, but for some of us that work for some corporates, 60 is the end of the line, baby.
Really?
yeah.
I think the retirement age now in the UK is 67 for men.
Really?
But they reckon by the time I get to 67, it would have
gonna
gone
be
to
70.
70.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so the retirement age in South Africa is 60, officially. So, yeah, okay. And then you said in the UK, you said it was
65.
67 for men.
67. Yeah. And for ladies,
I think
don't
the
know.
same.
I
discrimination.
think it's slightly different.
Is it different?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you know, the problem with all these things about, you want everything to be equal. There are a couple of things that are not equal. I mean, obviously for the women, from a woman's point of view, you know, there's gender parity when it comes to salary and, opportunities in the corporate thing. And yeah, okay, I understand that. But there are also other things that that haven't moved. How do I say this without getting cancelled? Getting cancelled. Well, where was I going with this? Okay, we'll talk about.
Okay. Back to rating the week.
Yeah, 3.5.
Gone off topic.
Yeah, I lost. I was gonna say something, and I was just gonna say, oh my god. Yes, we'll talk about that offline. Okay, so this is quite interesting. In the US, the retirement age is 66 years
And
2 months.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very precise.
Yeah, very precise. So I wonder what. Geez, that's. I mean, if your last month is February, like you cut short by a couple of days.
Yeah.
How unfair is that?
It's okay. But like the coolest thing is like if your retirement date is like 29th of Feb, then you can pull it for another 4 years.
Maybe, I don't know. Can you?
I
What if
think
you're born on the 29th of February? I mean,
Yeah.
that means you'll never hit retirement age.
no.
Stuff.
No, you could hypothetically, but like they can't retire you on the 28th if your retirement age is retirement is on the 29th. I think you have a legal
Maybe.
case there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not going to have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Right. So I think I'm going to make an executive decision this week, and we're not going to do the rest of the ratings for
Okay,
the week.
cool.
Sorry, dude.
No stress.
I know you've had a fantastic week, and you're actually
Amazing.
rating on a 9, but
Amazing.
yeah.
I was
Okay.
actually 10.5, but
I actually don't want to hear it.
Bullshit.
Firstly, it's 10, and there's a half, and yeah.
Yeah. So seeing that we've, I don't know if you've noticed, but in the last couple of weeks, got into quite a regular rhythm that we keep on, we talk about the same kind of things. We're talking about rich people like Elon Musk, and we're talking about series and all that kind of stuff. So I think this episode is going to be pretty much the same thing.
no, it's going to be
So-
drastically different.
In the news this week with Elon Musk. I mean, it's like a regular slot now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the thing
Instead
that.
of rate the week, let's have an Elon Musk segment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's Elon done this week?
Well, I mean,
Launched
he,
his own
he
fragrance
definitely
called
generates
Musk.
content for us to talk about, right? And I mean, this is going to lead into something else that I want to talk about, and this is related to cryptocurrency and NFTs, right? So I suppose the first thing that we need to do is explain what an NFT is, right? So an NFT, which is a non-fungible token, right? I mean, what does non-fungible mean? I mean, we just
Well,
don't
there's
choke.
fungible and then there's non-fungible.
So what's fungible?
The coffee's too good.
It's just non-fungible.
It's unique. Well,
Yeah.
it's unique. There's
Yeah.
no two things the same.
Right. Okay. There we go.
Would a can of Coke be non-fungible or fungible?
Fungible.
I think it depends.
Unless it had a serial number on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so an NFT is a unique cryptocurrency token, which is used to represent a digital asset, right? So we were talking about digital art and all that kind of stuff. So they're talking about JPEGs and video clips and all that kind of stuff. And so, I mean, these things can be bought and sold like physical assets, but they're digital. So that's cool, and they run on the blockchain, so decentralized and all that kind of stuff. And obviously, you can get the chain of custody, if you want to call it that. So you can validate your ownership and all that kind of stuff. So what happened with Elon during the week is like he tweeted that he was going to sell something, an NFT, right? And it had something to do with a song. So he said, what does it say? I've lost my place now. Where did it say? Yeah, anyway. So his tweet was, he's going to sell the song about NFTs as an NFT. And he was actually going to sell the tweet as an NFT. So, right. So basically it was just this song about NFTs. And
Did it have a cat in it?
well, no, it didn't have a cat in it. It had a trophy. It's got a trophy in it. And it says it's got an NFT at the top there. It looks like a Hollywood sign billboard kind of thing. And, and he was saying something about, it's got a slogan on it, which has become quite common, about saying that you need to hold the coin rather than sell the coin. So, and they're talking about if you buy cryptocurrency, you must hold it rather than selling it. So all that kind of stuff. But the interesting thing was,
you can hold it.
Yeah, that's true. But the funny thing about it was that this dude, who's the CEO of Bridge Oracle, I think his name is Sino Estavi or whatever he is, he bid $1.2 million for this thing. Right.
Wow, that's amazing.
That is ridiculous.
And then Elon Musk decided, nah, he's not going to sell it. Doesn't feel right.
Isn't that thing though?
So he'll
I think
pass.
that's the thing about the value of NFTs is the hype around it. Maybe at the time, it draws attention. It creates this frenzy, and that drives up the price of these ridiculous things. I mean, a lot of these things that they're selling are just random things, and the value is just what somebody thinks of that value at that time. So it's a bit like the art world.
Yeah.
When Van Gogh painted his first picture, was it worth what it is today? Not at all. Nowhere close. People probably thought it was rubbish.
Yeah.
So it's about the value that somebody wants to pay for it.
Yeah.
Not what it's actually worth.
Van Gogh died pretty poor.
I think he did.
Like in poverty.
He was born in the wrong era.
Yeah.
Been born now.
So the comment that I heard during the week about NFTs and this whole thing of digital arts and selling it is that often what would happen with an artist is an artist would produce a piece of artwork. They would then sell it. Let's give it, say, $10,000, okay? Or let's say $1,000 as an example. They sell it to someone and whatever, and then like 10, 15, 20 years later, it's now well sought after, and it's like selling for millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where's the artist in that thing? The artist got $1,000 for his piece of artwork, but 20 years later, it's worth.
I think.
It's
Yeah,
worth-
absolutely. But I think there's something for the artists here now because of the way that this is valued and linked with blockchain, the artist can, and I don't know the technical ins and outs of it, but they can configure.
Continue.
Yeah, so they every time it changes hands, they get like a commission.
That's correct. Yeah. So I think that's what they're
Does
saying
it
about.
work like that actually?
Yeah, it does.
Does
it
it?
does. Yeah,
Okay.
it can. It can. Yeah. So I think that's what they. Well, this is the sort of like, okay, this is the benefit of NFTs for artists, is that they can produce a piece of artwork, and then every time it gets sold at a particular price, and it might be elevated or whatever, they get a percentage of that.
Yeah.
So that's how, and obviously because of the blockchain, you can verify and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's what they're trying to say about NFTs, is because I mean, there's a lot of, because I suppose with anything that you that comes up like this, there will be some people that are saying, it's never going to work. It's too whatever, the negative, the naysayers, and then there are obviously the people that are for it. And I think with anything in sort of technology, you've got that hype cycle.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's this hype, and then it'll die down, and then it'll stabilize. So I think NFTs are going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a
think
lot
so
of
as well.
hype around it at the moment, and I think there will be a lot of casualties of war, if you want to call it that. There will be some things that work and some things that don't. People invest in something that might not work, but I think in the long run it will, because I think the sort of value discussion around it, when it comes to artists, music or digital art,
Yeah.
I think there's definitely a benefit there.
Can I just pitch in quick?
Yeah,
and
go for it.
I think there are like real world applications on the NFTs. Like your deed can be an NFT, title deed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your title deed can be
Absolutely.
an NFT, and it's something that like everyone can actually.
Well, I mean, it can be on the blockchain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I mean, the thing was that I think the first piece of artwork that was sold by Christie's sold for $69 million, right? And I mean, I think that captured everyone's attention, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So, and I think that's where, like now, yeah, the hype around it is there, but I think it will stabilize eventually.
I don't get the point around copies. What's stopping if somebody owns a digital something?
Yeah.
What's stopping them copying it? Because a digital file is a digital file. Surely it's copyable if you own that file. So what's stopping me buying an artifact in digital form and replicating it and selling it off?
Yeah, look, I suppose, but I think it's like if you were to try and sell it, I think it might get to a point where people will get to the point they'll ask you, okay, oh, you want to sell this and you want so much money. Okay, how you need to verify that you actually own it in order to sell it. So, look, I mean, I don't know. Like you were saying, we don't know the ins and outs. I'm still reading up and learning about it, and what's possible and what's not possible. But I think it's about lots of things in this world can be copied. It's about being able to say that you can authenticate it. Okay, so like I can have a painting, an original. Someone can have a copy of it. To the layman's common eye or whatever, common eye, to the layman's eye, common eye, no one can tell the difference. But I might have a certificate that
Proves
that it's mine.
Yeah, but that's a
Yeah.
digital certificate.
Well, the thing is that like the certificate can be forged as well.
Yeah.
But I think on the digital, on the blockchain, I think there's a lot more checks and balances there. Is that you
Yeah,
have-
I suppose it's more controllable.
yeah,
until
and you're
it's
going to
hacked.
sell it, and when you sell it, you're going to sell it through that network. So all that chain of custody is there.
You can't copy blockchain.
No, I don't
No.
think so.
But it's what you do with the data that you must be able to manipulate it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
unless it resides in blockchain format forever, then do you really own it? Because you've only got bits of it. I think
No
you're
pun
right. It's
intended.
this is interesting times because it's gonna drive some some changes in cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
It's not just about the money anymore. It's now gone beyond that.
Well, it's
And I
definitely
think,
going
I think all the
to.
cryptocurrencies need to evolve anyway because there's
Yeah.
just too many of them now.
Yeah.
We need to rationalize, and they need to be enhanced so it covers all
Well-
types of purchases. We're going back to the dark ages here, where it's always about the value of what you thought you had versus what you want,
Mm,
and you can trade a cow for a sheep or 2 sheep.
yeah.
We're just doing it online now.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, the thing is, different cryptocurrencies have got different reasons why they exist. So basically, you've got a cryptocurrency that's on the blockchain, and then you are then using that. People are developing applications on top of that network. Okay, so the NFTs are mainly built on top of Ethereum.
Yeah.
So the fact that the NFTs are now starting to become more common and people are starting to utilize it, that technology, that obviously cements sort of Ethereum's purpose in the world, along with other things like smart contracts and all that. But NFTs is just another application, potentially successful application that works on top of Ethereum network. So so I think, because like you say, there are lots of cryptocurrencies out there. What are they there for? If they don't have tangible projects on, okay, what's the point? If they don't have projects that are being built or developed on top of them. Yeah. So, I mean, the interesting
Talking
thing...
about that,
Yeah.
so the whole talking about ownership and that, if you look at the news, what was it? The French government was set to auction off some confiscated
Yes.
bitcoins.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Why do they think they own those?
Well,
So hang on, they've got into someone's digital wallet, confiscated. They've now taken ownership, and that's theft, isn't it?
well, yeah, I don't know. I suppose it's like when the Hawks here in South Africa, what do they call them? The Directorate for Priority
Crime Investigations.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, what they can do is they can seize assets based on, obviously a warrant or whatever.
An asset is something that does appreciate or depreciate, sure.
Yeah.
But it's normally something tangible, isn't it? It's not something intangible.
Well, what are you saying, that Bitcoin is intangible?
No, I'm saying unlike a stash of money. So if there's a legal activities that's generating cash and then it sits in someone's bank account, that's more tangible. They can freeze that. They can confiscate the physical money. Why does crypto coin fit into that?
I think it's just a way for them to actually generate revenue from the effort it took to actually prosecute the guys, prosecute the hackers that had this Bitcoin, and obviously convince them to give them their Bitcoin wallet keys. But like on that note, I think that guy from Germany who told the police that he forgot his wallet key was the smartest dude. You can definitely see there's a different pedigree of like hackers. German hackers.
It's a great currency for the dark web, right?
I forgot the key,
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, it's going to come to me any year now. It's going to come back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. I was going to bring up the whole Germany thing, because I mean, Germany's also confiscated Bitcoin. The only problem is that they weren't able to auction it off because they didn't have the fucking password.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, they can't confiscate it. They can just monitor the wallet.
They
can't do anything with the wallet without the key. And
look, I mean, they can confiscate. Say if the guy had a hardware wallet, in other words,
if it was a hardware wallet, they could actually physically confiscate the wallet.
Confiscate it, but they wouldn't be able to do anything with it.
No.
Yeah.
But if the guy had a software wallet, all they could do is monitor that wallet when he draws eventually, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but they wouldn't be able to see what's in the wallet.
They won't be able to see what's in the wallet.
Yeah.
And I mean, this guy, like, he can do his, 5 to 6 years, come out, go somewhere to South America, draw his 30,000 Bitcoin and live happily ever after.
Yeah, one day. I was just getting money heist vibes there. Shit.
So, is this a good time? I'm just thinking the French government are sitting on these bitcoins that they want to sell. Is this the right time to sell because bitcoin's at its highest value, or should they just do what Elon Musk is saying and just hold on to it?
Yeah, I think so. I think they should, because fairly volatile at the moment, but over the long term it's going to appreciate. So might as well.
That's not a lot of Bitcoin that they've confiscated. So like,
yeah, but they had zero value before. They had zero money. They've confiscated this. They're now going to generate millions.
Yeah.
By selling. So it's millions is better than nothing.
That's true. That's true. But like millions, like how much did they actually confiscate, or they don't not disclaiming? But like, let's just say
they got 2 sales. The first one was so.
Can't they just say exactly like how much? Like 60 million.
Well, they said like there were 2 bitcoins, and then that was in the first lot, and the second one was 20
bitcoins.
But I mean, I don't understand this. They say it was divided into 2 sales. The first one consisted of 437 lots of between 0.0. So like they divided it up into
they
different
just put
sections.
it in fractions so they could sell it to the masses. 0.11 of a bitcoin or a whole bitcoin.
Yeah.
Those are the lots. Yeah, it's for sale.
Fair enough.
So it's worth what was it? 28, 29 million or something.
28
so
million.
I mean, I suppose. So I mean, like when you auction it off, like I mean, what are they going to get the actual value? Like I mean, when you go to an auction, sometimes you're hoping that you're going to get a good deal.
Yeah, but
I think the whole point of the auction
is
is
a base of zero. If it's undersells, so what are they going to do? Lose a
But the
million out of
point, no, but the
28
point
million?
is, if I've got 1,000 rand to buy Bitcoin, I mean, sometimes when you go to an auction, it actually sells for more than it's worth.
most of the time. So the whole purpose of the auction is basically to raise more money from the sale.
So why don't I just go buy Bitcoin
I don't know. yeah.
as opposed to
that
going
makes
to an
sense.
auction?
That makes sense. So there has to be some sort of rationale.
Or is this going to drive up? Is this going to drive up the value of Bitcoin some more?
I don't know. I mean, if they'd confiscated an NFT and they were auctioning off an NFT,
Okay, but
then I could understand.
forward us aside, I'll go on to the auction and basically give them 100 rand, see whether they buy it.
100 rand.
Yeah.
0.0001 if you're lucky.
Yeah, not even close, dude. There's
I
so
was
many
interested in the way
zeros in there, they don't even
broke
fit
up
onto
those
my
lots.
calculator. Sorry?
So those the lots they had 2 lots. The small ones that they broke down so it's available to the common person who's dabbling in this. And then they had bigger lots between 5 and 20 bitcoins just to sell the bulk of it.
Yeah.
41 lots between 5 and 20. You can see who they're targeting. Maybe
Yeah.
Elon Musk is behind this as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they're throwing a free Tesla, whoever has the highest bidder. Here you go.
Yeah, well, talking about big money, Formula One is about to start shortly. I think next weekend,
Wow.
But as a precursor to that, they've just launched their latest Netflix documentary on Formula One, Drive to Survive, Season 3.
Yeah, I started watching it yesterday.
And did you?
Is it good?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it worth?
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
yeah, because the first episode, they have to tackle the whole COVID story.
Yeah.
And when it starts, they're like, oh, COVID, it's something in Italy or China.
Yeah.
And they were, during the testing, it was, I'll let you guys watch it. But even when they went to the first Grand Prix in Australia, it was still like, and it's weird to watch. People closely gathering,
or hugging,
no masks,
shaking hands, kissing one another. It's like, don't do it, don't do it. There must be a disclaimer at the bottom that says this was recorded pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Shit. No, well, yeah. So how far did you get into it?
Episode 2, I fell asleep.
Okay.
So I have to recap tonight. I woke up in episode 5.
That's not a very good. That's not a very good advert for the.
No. Something like that.
Yeah.
It's a nice little.
Yeah.
Dulcet tones. It's like a lullaby.
Well, I suppose for those people that always complain that Formula One is a bit drab, it definitely does. Like you're watching the edited version of the season, so I think it is a lot more exciting for people that aren't really like diehard Formula One fans.
Yeah, there's more drama here.
And I mean, it's really. I was thinking last night, it was really, really well made. I mean, the way that it's edited, it's just. I think it's very, very well made. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No. I'll definitely have a look.
So I think in this season there are 10 episodes. I don't know about the previous seasons, but so there's season 1 and 2, and then now season 3. So they obviously each one is a documentary of the previous season.
Okay.
So it's pretty. I mean, I've watched season 1 and 2 at least 3 times.
Wow.
Just because.
So it's pretty good.
Just because it's like
Well made.
in your face.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, but yeah. So I'm on episode 3. I got to the end of episode 3
Without falling asleep.
without falling asleep.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge
That's what you
accepted.
did
yeah.
that's what your Friday night looks like now.
Well, what should catch? Oh, the problem with these things is that like you. Oh man, I've got to watch it. But then like you, ding, 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 and it's finished, and you go like, what now?
To start again.
You know what I mean? Like you got to have this like delayed gratification in a way. I don't know. I'd say,
By the way, I've made more progress on Breaking Bad.
oh, tell
Well
us.
done.
Do
Well
tell
done.
us.
I'm coming to the end of series 3. A lot happens in series 3. This is where it gets interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're into it now.
I'm into series 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was stuff happened in the first 2 series, but it doesn't. Yeah, it just feels like you're dragging it along. Series 3, it all starts coming together.
So
More
how
stuff
does
happens.
season 3 start? Can you remember?
Hang on. What if the people watching here haven't watched it, and this could be a spoiler?
I
alert?
don't give a shit. Spoiler alert. If you haven't watched Breaking Bad, you don't want to hear about it, change channel.
It's an old series. How did it start? I don't know. So much has happened in series
Remember
3.
have you seen the part
Jesse's girlfriend dies, doesn't she, in the end of
heroin overdose?
Yeah, or whatever
Yeah.
concoction she cooked up. But that was it, and yeah, it was a natural break at the end of series 2. Series 3 starts with the 2 Spanish brothers coming to avenge their cousin.
Oh yes.
Spanish,
So-
not Spanish, Mexican.
Like in the first season, like the part that I like watched, like because I watched season 1 more than once, is like
Me
when
too.
he's trying to get rid of the body,
Yes.
and he puts the body on the bath, and he puts the acid in the bath, and
I
then
think that. Yeah, carry on.
yeah, no, and then flip it, it like burns a hole through the floor.
This little bit was like
you know
the
what?
next series when they're trying to sell the house. You can see the people viewing the house going, "What happened there?" There's
Dude,
little
you know what?
things like
I've
that
decided.
all the way through.
I'm going to finish Drive to Survive,
Yeah.
and then I'm starting with Breaking Bad again.
I'm
going to watch it again.
Little things like that. Like in series 3, Walt's car, his windscreen keeps getting smashed.
Yes.
Randomly on the side. Not even the main story. It just happens, So like every scene you see him in the car, he's got a new windscreen.
Yeah.
You can still see the tape on it.
And I mean, he's got like the most ugliest looking car ever.
You have to be
Hey.
inconspicuous.
Hey?
You have to be inconspicuous.
Yeah, inconspicuous. So you haven't seen the part with the airplane yet?
Oh, no, I have. Yeah. Isn't that
Yeah.
how it... No, that was the first episode of series 3. I can't remember.
Yeah. No,
Something
that's what I'm
happens,
saying. At the beginning of one of the seasons, like there's all this shit falling out of the sky into the
Yeah,
swimming
that's
pool
sorry, you're
and
right.
all that
That's
kind of stuff.
series 2. And you
Is that
find out
series
what that's
2?
all about. Yeah, you only find out about the plane at the end of the series.
Yeah. So was that season 2?
I think that was season 2. Yes, it
Okay.
was season 2.
Okay. Where it's the Okay, spoiler alert. The
Yeah,
air
let's not
traffic
do that.
controller. Oh,
No,
because
let's
it's
not
his daughter. It's his daughter who's Jesse's. It's all coming back to me now. Fuck it. I'm going to watch it again.
Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah,
worthwhile.
yeah. Going to watch it again. So just going back to Formula One again. So this is going to be the first season where Michael Schumacher's son is going to be racing in Formula One.
What happened to Ralf Schumacher?
He's still around. He actually owns. He owns a. I think he owns a team, but I think in DTM or something like that. And I think he's got a lubricants company, like oils and that kind of stuff, something like that.
Schumacher Steel alloys.
Yeah, but he does write articles. He does comment on Formula One for some German newspaper or German TV or something like that.
Yeah.
So he's pretty vocal about what's happening out there. Listen, I was a Schumacher fan. I mean, he was a really good driver. I just think, like a lot of drivers, sometimes they have a teammate that sucks them out. And so when Ralf Schumacher was racing for Williams BMW, when Pablo Montoya was his teammate, and Juan Pablo was just like, he doesn't give a shit. He wants to be the best. And, Ralph was there first, so you would expect that he would come in as the number 2 driver and whatever. He was just like, I don't give a shit. And he was just driving this, the car to the limit and not giving a shit about his teammate and whatever. And he psyched Ralf Schumacher out. And I think that was, and then Ralf Schumacher had a couple of heavy accidents. I think one in America, or maybe twice in America, where he slammed into the wall, but at 250 miles an hour or whatever it was. I'll probably get the numbers wrong. But yeah, so then I think he just retired, or he just lost his seat or his drive or whatever. Yeah, but anyway, so Mick Schumacher is coming into Formula One. And I was actually thinking about it because, when he started racing, he used his mom's maiden name. He didn't use the Schumacher surname just to try and, keep the press away from him. Well, keep the press away, just to be a little bit low-key. And I think it's only in the last 2 years when he got into F2, into Formula 2, that he started using the Schumacher surname. And then now, obviously, the people start noticing him.
Was that because Michael Schumacher was still around at that time?
Well, no. I mean, he started. I mean, remember where we now? So I think Mick Schumacher is like 21, and Michael Schumacher had his skiing accident when 2013.
I think
So
that
he's
was
8 years. So Mick must have been what? 13 at the time.
Yeah.
13 at the time. So I think he was racing. Yeah, so I think that maybe it was twofold. Maybe he just didn't want to be singled out as a Schumacher and get any special favors because of that. Because I mean, there's a lot of talk. Is he in Formula One because of his surname, or is he's there on merit? Well, he's the F2 champion, so he's there on merit, right? So, but what I find very interesting is obviously there's no information about what's happening with Michael Schumacher.
Yeah.
And I was thinking it must be really tough for Mick Schumacher, because journalists can't help themselves but try and get a tidbit of information.
Yeah.
Hopefully waiting for him to crack. And apparently, like his first interview now that they had leading up to the Formula One season, he just snubbed it straight like that. He's not going to talk about it. Told him straight.
You have to.
Don't
you
even
have
ask.
To. I mean, it's
I'm not
going
gonna
to
talk about it.
frenzy in Formula One. You've got to knock that on its head early on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're just going to play.
Yeah. Well,
Talking about German racing drivers, before we carry on with the Schumacher story,
yes.
did you know Sabine Schmitz?
Yes.
Yeah.
German racing.
Yeah.
Did a lot on Top Gear. She
Yep.
died.
You serious?
She had
Yeah.
an accident recently, didn't she?
No, I
Or
think
how did she die?
died from. I think it might have been cancer. She was only what?
Oh, that's terrible.
Holy shit, dude.
I
I didn't
remember
know
her.
that.
Like 53,
Yeah, she
52,
was
something like that.
She was
Yeah.
quite young.
Wow. Geez, that's shocking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, shame, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
kudos
talking
to
about
her. She
German
was good.
drivers. Nico Rosberg. I was really disappointed with Nico Rosberg when he retired because he retired straight after he had won the
Yeah,
World Championship.
exactly. Why did he do that?
Well, he said his only goal was to win one World Championship, and then he was going to
sounds
retire.
that doesn't sound like the attitude of a Formula One driver.
Well, I don't know. Maybe, look, dude, I don't know. You know, maybe he decided. Okay, remember, he's the son of a Formula One driver. So he knows what the family life is for a Formula One driver. So maybe he had, who knows, maybe in the background he had said to his wife, listen, my goal is I just want to win one world championship and then I'm going to retire. And then, whatever his plan is after that. Maybe he decided for him that he wanted to be there for his kids or whatever it might be. I don't know. We can't. I'm sure one could find out a little bit more about his reasons. But the reason why I'm disappointed, because he was up until now, he has been the only one that has been able to psych out Lewis Hamilton. And my feeling and my theory is that if he had stuck around and continued with the same sort of attitude in the next year. After his World Championship, I don't think that Lewis Hamilton would be where he is today. That's my view. Biased view, but that's my view.
I like your viewpoint on the psyching out. I think you're right there. Because then it left a hole, and that because Lewis had won the World Championship, he had that overbearing confidence and that season through.
Yeah.
And nobody else seems to challenge it. I mean, he's mellow to the fact that we've missed that window of opportunity, which was the next season.
Yeah.
I mean, Lewis is still going to be a good driver. He's going to be in a good car. Rosberg was a good driver in a good car.
Yes.
Well, I hadn't really got to that. Being treated as an equal in the paddock. You're going to be Lewis Hamilton's teammate. When he talks, you listen. That's your position in the team. It's the same in Sebastian's days, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, like when you're watching Drive to Survive now, eventually we're going to get to the episode, which will probably be towards the end, when a person that's driving in the slowest car in the paddock happens to drive the fastest car and whips everyone's butt.
Yeah.
And now the question mark is, well, there are lots of questions there, and I'm jumping the gun here. I'm jumping the gun here.
Yeah, like the Stroll car. Why does it look exactly like the Mercedes?
Oh yeah. Well,
there's lots of these questions.
Yes, but my question is, first of all, is Lewis's car equal to Valtteri Bottas's car? Valtteri Bottas's car. Are they equal?
It's hard to tell, right?
No, it's hard to tell.
Equal, but these cars are customized to the driver to an extent.
Yeah,
because they're all different shapes and sizes and lengths.
The seat is.
No.
And maybe, no, look, I mean, each driver has their own setup and all that kind of stuff. But theoretically, in terms of horsepower and drivability and all that kind of stuff, right, it should be pretty much the same. And bearing in mind that when, what's his face drove in, I can't remember his name now. When he drove Lewis's car, the car wasn't set up for him. It was set up for Lewis. The only thing they did is they changed the seat. He didn't even know which buttons to push on the steering wheel.
No, that's bollocks. No, they all know because they do that. They do that in the factory. All of them they do. All the back.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it. You've just started learning which dial to push, because it's not the same as his car, the Williams that he's driving. And yes,
I see.
There are 101 different ways that you can do stuff. And then the guy says, okay, change the engine mode to whatever, 1 or 2 or whatever. And he's going, which one is the engine mode button again?
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, I'm digressing. Anyway, so Mick Schumacher, or Rosberg reckons that Mick Schumacher is going to be bigger than Lewis. Maybe.
Wow. I mean, I think you like it because it hits on the psyche of Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
But it's so early to say. I mean, we won't know because Lewis will be retired long before this guy has a good run of form, hits the right team with the right car and all that.
Yeah.
It's going to take years to get there.
Listen, Lewis could listen. How old is
really
Lewis?
care.
How old is Lewis? He's in his mid-30s or what? How old is Lewis now?
This is where we need our producer.
Yeah, I'm producing now quickly.
You had it.
Lewis Hamilton age.
Lando Norris.
He's 36. 36, right? So he's at least got another 10 years in Formula One. Theoretically. I mean, how old is Kimi Raikkonen? He's still racing.
George Russell is the guy we were trying to think of.
Yeah, I know. Fuck.
41.
So Kimi Raikkonen is 41. So let's say Hamilton drives for another 5 years. He could win another 5 championships.
I can't see him doing that.
I'm sure he won't.
His title, he's like, well, I've achieved everything I'm supposed to. What am I going to do? Ride for second place? I'm not used to it.
But I mean, he could put the flipping nail in the coffin like no one. Anyway, whatever it is, he could drive for another 6 years.
It would be good to have the new Schumacher and Lewis in the same team to see what that looks like.
Sure.
Because the trend is now that they get these young drivers, younger than ever before, and throw them in and to see what they can do. Because these guys are good. These are guys are natural, talented drivers.
Yeah.
And yes, they don't have the experience, but they've got the
reactions.
They got the reactions. They got the calmness in these situations, and that's what we need. You know, you can learn quickly. Think how many laps they do before a Formula One race. Yes, there's fanfare and there's nerves and everything else, but I bet Lewis Hamilton still gets nervous on that starting line before a race.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Same
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think that ever goes away. Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why they do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Well,
all right.
geez, like belting down the road at like 300 kilometers an hour into a corner. Lovely. Yeah, he started braking 250 meters away from the corner.
Yeah. Can you imagine the reaction speed you need?
Oh, no. Geez, dude, it's insane.
250 meters from a corner and you hard on the brakes.
Yeah. And how many G's are you pulling?
You're pulling a lot of G's.
Jeez, dude. Yeah. Anyway, let's see what happens with Mick Schumacher. I'm interested to see what's going to happen there. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I still want them to put Verstappen up against Lewis in the same car. So I'm so anti-Hamilton. It's not funny.
Why? Why?
Really?
I don't know.
It really comes through.
I suppose when like Lewis will say, is that when you're winning, everyone hates you, right? Like a lot of people hated Michael Schumacher at the time, and
it was boring for the fans, though.
yeah, I suppose it was boring for the fans.
To an extent, it's the same now when you've got the same guy in the best car. Who won? Oh yeah, of course he did.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I suppose you got to be able to back someone. I like to back the underdogs normally. So I'm like, okay, this season I'm going to be watching Mick. You know, the other guys that I'm interested, I'm a Daniel Ricciardo fan, so yeah. Verstappen, I'm interested in what Verstappen's doing. What's Sergio Perez going to do in a Red Bull?
Before he had his official driver's license. Verstappen.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but out of all the drivers in the paddock, I probably like Verstappen the most because of his attitude. He's got this that same sort of attitude. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Right? And like the other drivers know now that if you want to overtake Verstappen, you got to be prepared that he's going to fight, and he doesn't. He's quite happy to take you out at the same time. Look, I mean, he was very much like that when he was younger, and I would say he's matured as a driver now. But there's in the back of everyone's mind, they're like, okay, how far is Verstappen gonna take it to make sure that you don't pass him? He's very, very aggressive.
Yeah, but he's clever. He's analyzed the course. He knows where the usual overtake spots are or other potential ones. He's a bit like Alonso that way.
Yeah.
He's thought about this. He'll know where the angles are and how to set up for them. Because you can also make a car move. If you're looking to overtake, you can make the other car react to your movements to get them in the right place, so you can under or overtake them in a place where they wouldn't be expecting. Yeah, that's what's interesting for me. Is
well, I mean,
different approach, different thought process.
And I mean, talking about Alonso, Alonso's back, so I'm interested to see what Alonso is going to do. I'm not a big Alonso fan, but I'm interested to see what he's going to do. Yeah. Right. I think we flogged that horse, the Formula One horse, quite a bit.
Yeah.
I see Oleg has been rather silent when it came to Formula One.
When did we go into testing and all that? That's about now, isn't it?
Yeah, no, they've had their testing this last week. Red Bull's on top. Fastest car. Mercedes were average. But I mean, just one last thing. Like in the, not to give it away, spoiler alert with season 3 of Drive to Survive, is when Racing Point bring out their car at testing in episode 2. It's like the shots that they, like all the angles that they have. It looks like that movie where everyone's like looking at this car and going,
"Oh yeah,
what the fuck is that?"
Everyone's like, "Hang on,
what?
Are you seeing this?"
There's a glitch in the Matrix.
It's so well edited.
No, you must watch it. You must.
Yeah. So it's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, Netflix. Yeah.
Cool.
You got 2 seasons to catch up.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you'll be a Formula One fan after this. So how many? So what's happening on in terms of celebrating? What am I celebrating today, Lester?
Today, well, it's that time of year where we change seasons around the 21st of March, the equinox.
Yes.
And so you could be going into spring, you could be going into autumn, right? Yes. So there's lots of things around now, which is that. But one of them that stuck out to me is, what did they call it? National Snowman Burning Day.
Snowman Burning Day.
Yes. So basically, in Lake Superior State University, which gets bloody cold and wintry, and they have long winters, they're only too happy to get rid of winter. So they started something in 1971 where they used to make a massive fire and burn a snowman to celebrate the end of winter and welcome spring, and the smoke and the fire would drive away the bad winter omens, right? So this is the premise of it. Obviously, it's a student student thing.
Okay.
There's lots of free drink and hot dogs and other stuff.
This is like Burning Man, just the
exactly.
the winter version. It's like the Winter Olympics.
They've been doing it for years now. It's become a commonplace. And there's something similar in Germany, apparently, where they do a similar event in the town, small town. They do a similar event of burning some sort of effigy to cast away the old cold and welcome in the new, which is great. But that was one that stuck out to me because of the pictures I saw. They've gone too far, too big with this. But today is Extraterrestrial Abductions Day.
Wow. There's actually a day dedicated to that.
Absolutely. But nobody knows the origins because, well, there's a lot of speculation. Maybe the people that started this have never come back to Earth.
Shit.
So
Yeah, I don't
what was
know.
the thing I was reading here. It was. Let me see if I can find it. Where are you?
So how does one celebrate an event like that?
Don't get abducted by aliens. I think that's number one.
You watch your favorite alien movie.
What, like E.T.?
Yeah,
E.T. phone home.
exactly. That's what they recommend here. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Every year on March 20th. Oh yeah, we assume it's the special day chosen by our alien overlords themselves. Every year on March 20th, they swoop down and select lucky humans from around the globe for a personal tour of their spaceships, along with the unique opportunity to take part in various exciting testing procedures.
Can you Google something for me? Just Google how many people were abducted by aliens. Just for the interest's sake.
How many people have been
Abducted by aliens.
Do you know that most alien abductions tend to happen in English-speaking countries?
And
especially
America.
the United States.
America.
Goes back to the end of the 19th century. Wow. 50s had a lot of accounts.
Yeah, they don't give a number here.
Okay.
Age demographics. In a study investigating the motivations of the alleged abductors, found that each of the four cases out of 50 total were where the experiencer was over 40 years old.
So the aliens prefer abducting over 40s.
They were rejected by the aliens for what they...
I guess you guys are in trouble.
They say here, they found that each of the four cases out of 50 where the experiencer was over 40, they were rejected by the aliens. Okay? So they conclude that the abduction is essentially a young person's experience.
Oh, no.
There we go.
And here's the best parts.
What?
Given the reproductive focus of the alleged abductions, it is not surprising that one man reported being rejected because he had undergone a vasectomy. Just to see the makings of a porno here. Anyway, carry on. Yeah.
So how to observe Alien Abduction Day? Read about UFO sightings at the National UFO Reporting Center website. And report any UFOs you have seen. Make sure you use their website daily. Explore alien abduction stories. There's lots of them again from the alien abduction experience.
Dude,
can you mention
dude, there was a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Your video feed just cut.
And then just cut and came back because like when the video feed has cut, I was just expected to, when the camera comes back on, there's nobody in that seat.
Wait, what? There's a big light. Oh, it's getting closer.
Yeah. We thought you had been abducted for a moment.
Okay, and the last one, which is probably what I'm going to do, listen to Aliens Exist by Blink-182 and read about its backstory.
Okay.
Yes, so enjoy your day. Don't venture out be more vigilant if you see stuff going on in the sky and you're not willing to go on that tour.
Stay indoors.
Then, dive,
watch
roll,
Netflix.
and duck.
Watch Netflix. Watch Drive to Survive.
Or Breaking Bad, whichever tickles your fancy.
Breaking, Drive to Break.
Yeah, Drive to Break. Right.
Is that another episode?
That's another episode. And seeing that I'm streaming on Instagram, I think it's going to die after 1 hour. So
exactly 1 hour.
Now would be a good time to say goodbye.
Awesome stuff.
And catch us next week for some
if we don't get
Weekend
abducted
Craic.
by aliens.
Well, if you do, DM us and tell us where you are and what
Yeah.
you're up to and
Crack us up.
what test did they try on you. Okay, boys.
Crack test did you endure?
We'll catch you next weekend. Bye.
Bye!